After 40 years as a recording musician, one of the things I'm most grateful for and most proud of is the collection on allmusic.com of over 1,000 records that I've played on. It's a discography that I never imagined I could create. It just took a lot of time. What that allows me to do is show you what is most practical and most simple about playing the guitar. It's coming up with the simplest, most effective parts to serve songs. So you might actually just be an inch away from learning some of this stuff. You might be a few miles away, but I guarantee you everything is so practical and simple in this collection, you can actually jump into it right away. And I'm doing all downstrokes. I'm aiming for 3 strings. The reverb is getting hit nicely when I pick hard, but I start picking very soft with each cycle. Check this out. The best way to keep a steady rhythm with your right hand is to make sure it never stops. You're either striking fretted strings, muted strings, or air. And remember, this thing with the right hand never stops. It's still going. So you have to accurately mute the strings you're not using. We also look at classic rhythm and blues comping. From Steve Cropper, all the way through Jimi Hendrix, all the way to John Mayer. This is a style that never goes out of style. Great thing about learning all these different styles of rhythm, eventually the boundaries and the definitions completely disappear, and you can use these styles in all the songs you play. Knowing your scales on each string is very important because one of the most powerful things you can do when playing a melody is stay on one string. Slide up and down. It just sounds the most connected. One string playing really allows you, it reminds me of like if I'm playing a trombone or something, you can really keep the timbre the same the whole time. And it also allows for portamento, which is the slides. And if you have some distortion on the guitar, these slides can kind of make the frets disappear underneath them. My goal is to teach you to think on your feet and create a solo that you can remember. A solo that sounds like it was written and composed. A solo that's melodic and also has flash. One of the greatest things you can do when playing lead is to create a simple and grand melody. It's great to show how fast you can play, but balance it with something memorable. A style of lead playing that you do not want to overlook is actually a combination of rhythm and lead playing. You might use double stops, open strings, pieces of chords, and octaves. It's a great alternative to single note soloing. as guitar players, we need to be able to go from clean to dirty and everything in between. Well, you can achieve that with the right tone and the right control of your picking velocity. Touch sensitivity is equally important in lead playing as it is in rhythm playing. All the nuance, all the phrasing, all the whole language you speak can come from the velocity of your right hand. You pick soft, you get beautiful clean tones. You pick hard, you get aggressive, distorted tones.
Soft. So actually there is quite a bit of gain when you hit hard. So that gives you this whole palette.
There's an easy way to get a great relaxed and strong vibrato. You simply pivot your wrist.
All you're doing, if you had like a string right here, it would be pulling your wrist up to that position and then dropping it back down. And then if I use 3 fingers right here to pull, and I simply turn my wrist, that's where all the strength is.
I will never fall out of love with electric 12-bar blues playing. One of my primary influences was Johnny Winter. Edgar Winter, his brother, has been coming to my home studio and giving me the privilege of playing rhythm on a Johnny Winter tribute record. I could not release this course without doing some Johnny Winter-inspired blues lead playing. Another thing that makes this so unique and so comprehensive is a big collection of videos showing the gear that surrounds me and what it sounds like. It's actually a lot simpler than you think.
I like to use it for this kind of thing. Like if I'm in the Heartbreakers, you know, if I join Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, it's the Matchless. I had them build this. It took about 6 months, and it really, really sounds great. I put it up against my 1962 335, and it really sounds just as good, and it's a brand new guitar.
Thanks for taking a look. I want to give you the tools to play in a band, to play on songs, to play soulfully, and play from the heart.